Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I like to talk about books. So if you want to talk about books, then let's do that. Let's talk about some stuff that I've been reading. Today I kind of wanted to do a video. Well, initially I was gonna do a video just reviewing this one Christmas book that I read, but I've started reading other Christmassy things, so I kind of thought it would be fun to just, I guess, talk about multiple Christmas books. This might be a weird idea for a video, but if you're interested in like some of my thoughts on the holiday books I've been reading, then keep watching. If that doesn't interest you, which I totally understand, then there are other videos and other books, and let's talk about some of the holiday books I've been reading because I'm surprisingly excited about them. The first one that I kind of talked about in my December book haul, which is a really different kind of pick for me, is called Christmas by the Book by Anne Marie Ryan. I've never really read anything quite like this. I've never read anything from this author, but I guess it's kind of like a Hallmark movie book. I don't even know if that's really how I'd explain it, but it's basically this book about a small business owner. She owns a small bookshop in the Cotswolds, so it's got that British seasonal flair. I feel like they really do quaint Christmas really well. It's definitely got like a flavor to it. It's got really great descriptions, and I guess I'm just diving right in. I'm just diving right into what I thought in my review. I really liked this book because I thought that it, generally speaking, captured like a nice Christmas spirit, and if you're like me and you're into that and you're kind of corny, then you might enjoy it kind of a lot. What I didn't expect from this book, what was a pleasant surprise, is that it actually touched on a couple of kind of heavier topics. Depression, it mentions a lot of like rural poverty, and I was kind of surprised that a book of this sort would touch on such heavy topics. And additionally, it managed to do it in a way where there was still a little bit of addressing them, but it was still generally a pretty like lighthearted Christmassy read. So I definitely enjoyed that a lot. I like that it follows not just like Nora, the bookshop owner. So she's got her bookstore, it's in trouble, it's an independent bookshop that's been like not making any money for over a year now basically, which is obviously a huge issue. Their daughter is going off to college soon but is like taking a gap year, and she and her husband run this bookstore together, but he recently had health scare, so she has been taking over all the financial stuff, doesn't want to worry him, so she doesn't tell him about some of the troubles they're running into. But in kind of a last attempt to, I don't know, just do something nice for the community, because it's such a community oriented bookshop, they pick nominations from people for people who need like maybe would want a literary cheer up, a book to cheer them up, and they send out a bunch of different Christmas books to people who really could use some Christmas cheer. So they send off like a bunch of different Christmas classics and things like that to, I think it's like 5 or 6 different people in their community. And what I really like is it follows a little bit the stories of the people who receive the books as well, and they all end up getting together every year. They have a really big Christmas party at their bookstore, and they end up getting all of the people together, and it is a really nice ending. It's a little bit overly saccharine and it's just a little bit too happy, but it's good. It does talk about things, like I said, like depression and all of these different things. I really like that it even touches on this school teacher who retires and kind of the difficulty of, which I don't think a lot of people talk about, but the difficulty of leaving the workforce, especially if you don't really know what to do. You maybe don't have like a hobby or a plan of what to do. I think that can actually be really daunting to a lot of people, and we don't talk about it that often. But yeah, I just really liked how it touched on a myriad of topics, big and small. A big one was like grief and loss. I just really like how it touched on some of these heavier topics, but again, still kept it really Christmassy, really seasonal, and generally was actually pretty well written. I just was really pleasantly surprised by this book, thought it was really, really cute. really descriptive. Again, the setting was a highlight. I think that setting can do a lot for if you're reading kind of a book to be seasonal or to be kind of Christmassy. The setting is probably one of the most important things you're actually looking for because it's kind of about a vibe. So, you know, you throw on your Christmas PJs, you get your hot chocolate, and you read it by the tree, and you want the book to match the vibe that you're feeling in your festivity. So you can't guess like the details of the ending, but if you know, it's an uplifting ending, so you know, things work out pretty well. The next book that I'm actually currently reading right now that I kind of want to talk about is Dachshund Through the Snow by David Rosenfeld. I already read one of his holiday Christmas themed mysteries like a week or 2 weeks ago, I think, called Deck the Hounds, and I loved it so much, and it really just put me in the mood to kind of read another. I was like, okay, I like the Andy Carpenter mysteries, but I think the holiday ones, like the holiday pun themed ones, are that much better. I don't even know why, but I guess it just adds the layer of like a little bit of festivity. And the last one I read, Deck the Hounds, was actually one of my favorite books I read this entire year because it was the perfect like definition, I guess, of a cozy mystery. It was cozy and it was actually a little more layered than I expected it to be compared to the other Andy Carpenter mysteries that I've read. So I really enjoyed that. It actually went in depth a little more than I anticipated. So I picked up this one that I also got. I got this from Thrift Books last year and never got around to reading it at Christmas time because like I literally had a 2-month-old baby. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna read it like a different time of year. So I waited until this Christmas time and I picked it up again, or I picked it up for the first time, and I'm really happy that I did. I'm about halfway through it right now, and basically it's just another classic Andy Carpenter mystery. He's married to Lori, his wife, who is like a private investigator. She used to be a cop. He's just got his whole crew, and of course what happens is this little kid, Lori, his wife, is trying to grant this little kid a Christmas wish, and part of his wish is to bring his dad back home. So his dad is missing and then is found and arrested for the murder of someone 14 years ago that he claims he's innocent for, and it looks like he actually is innocent. So Andy is going to get to work proving that he's innocent as a really good defense attorney and kind of snarky, but I just love it. I think it's going to be a really great, heartwarming ending probably, where of course the dad is going to be reunited with his son. It would be a really nice bonus, and I think we will find out who the real killer is, the real murderer. So I like that a lot about these mysteries because they're still like a pretty decent mystery generally, but they're cozy mysteries. They tend to have good, positive, upbeat endings, and they're not usually overly scary. So I think these are great mysteries for someone like me, and they're a really nice one this time of year. I would already definitely recommend it. Not quite as good as Deck the Hounds, to be totally honest. Deck the Hounds had every single piece that you want in your holiday themed book and in your mystery book. So they were setting it up as if it were going to be, I have a whole vlog. I won't get into it now because I vlogged reading it, so I'll just leave a link to that. This one isn't quite on that level, although the cover art is phenomenal. Yeah, I definitely am enjoying it so far. A good cozy mystery. The next book that is my holiday mainstay that I actually haven't even cracked into yet because I'll read it on actual Christmas, Holidays on Ice. I talked about this a little bit in my December TBR, so I'm not really gonna talk about it, but if you know, you know. The last one that I'm super excited about and have just only barely paged through is this special edition Life. I got it at Walgreens. I don't know why I really was so excited to get this, and I really thought I did something. I was like, this is incredible, Kayla. This is gonna be so good. It probably is gonna be so good. I just paged through it a little bit. As you can kind of tell, it's the story of Santa, so it goes through like Santa throughout history and popular culture, his origins, what he's like in different cultures. It's actually just a really fun read. It kind of reminds me of those like History Channel holiday specials where they talk about like history behind holidays, but it is like the Life magazine equivalent of that. I don't always get these, but every once in a while I get the special edition Life magazine issues or Time magazine issues because I think that they are so fascinating, and if you're gonna get like a magazine, it might as well be a really, really cool one. So I think I got one of the ones that was all about like dogs as well, but this one just looks so poppin'. Like, look at this, and it's got all these old like Santa advertisements and all these like depictions of Santa through the years. This just looks great. I'll give an update or something probably on like TikTok or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a little update about my thoughts on this, but I'm really excited to read that. Mostly I really wanted to talk about this book because it was surprisingly good. It wasn't like my favorite book of the year or anything, but it was just a really fun, like super Christmassy read. I don't know. I'm just having like a holiday book moment. I'm feeling very much in the season and in the mood right now, so, but I love Christmas, so that's why. Anyway, let me know below if you have read any of these books or if you're reading any specific Christmassy books. I'd be curious to know. I don't know if everybody reads like super seasonally, but I definitely do. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you later.